When Jungkook stepped into New York Fashion Week, the atmosphere didn't just change, it exploded. Cameras that were once calmly scanning the venue suddenly shifted direction. Fashion editors who had spent decades analyzing silhouettes, textures, and tailoring found themselves momentarily speechless. Influencers paused mid-sentence during live streams. And across social media platforms worldwide, one name began to trend at lightning speed: Jungkook. What was meant to be another glamorous evening in the global fashion calendar instantly transformed into a cultural moment that no one could ignore. New York Fashion Week has always been a battlefield of innovation and prestige, a place where designers unveil their boldest visions and where celebrities compete for the most memorable appearance. Yet on this particular occasion, it wasn't just about the collections walking down the runway. It was about the undeniable gravitational pull of one artist whose presence alone redefined the energy of the room. Jungkook didn't merely attend, he dominated. He didn't simply pose for photos, he commanded them. Every flash of the camera seemed to follow his movements instinctively, as if guided by an invisible force. From the moment he arrived, dressed in a meticulously curated ensemble that balanced effortless cool with refined sophistication, fashion insiders sensed something extraordinary. The tailoring was precise, hugging his frame in a way that highlighted both structure and fluidity. The color palette was bold yet controlled, exuding confidence without screaming for attention. Accessories were chosen with deliberate restraint, each piece complementing the overall aesthetic rather than overpowering it. It was a masterclass in modern styling, understated yet unforgettable. But what truly set Jungkook apart wasn't just the clothes. It was the aura. The way he walked, relaxed but purposeful. The way he acknowledged photographers, calm, composed yet undeniably magnetic. There was a quiet assurance in his demeanor, the kind that cannot be manufactured by stylists or publicists. It came from within. And that authenticity resonated deeply in a space often criticized for being overly curated and calculated. As he took his seat, the ripple effect began. Conversations shifted, heads turned. Even seasoned editors from major fashion publications were seen subtly adjusting their glasses for a better look. Within minutes, images of Jungkook flooded online feeds. Hashtags related to his appearance skyrocketed, overtaking even the designer's names in some regions. The phenomenon was immediate and overwhelming. Industry experts quickly started analyzing the look. Some praised the balance between classic tailoring and contemporary edge. Others highlighted how he managed to blur the lines between idol and high-fashion muse. There was agreement on one crucial point: Jungkook had transcended the typical celebrity guest role. He wasn't there as decoration, he was there as a statement. The reaction from fans' army was nothing short of explosive. Social media timelines became a sea of admiration and disbelief. "He's not just attending Fashion Week, he is Fashion Week," one viral post declared. Another read, "Designers must feel honored to have Jungkook wearing their creations." The pride was palpable. For fans who had followed his journey from trainee to global superstar, this moment felt like a triumphant chapter in a story that continues to defy expectations. Yet beyond fan excitement, there was something deeper at play. Jungkook's appearance symbolized a shift in the global fashion narrative. The industry has increasingly embraced diversity and global influence, but seeing a Korean pop icon command one of the most prestigious fashion events in the world signaled a powerful evolution. It was a reminder that style knows no borders. Influence is no longer dictated solely by Western institutions. The world is interconnected, and Jungkook stands at the crossroads of music, culture, and fashion. Fashion analysts began discussing the so-called Jungkook effect once again. Historically, items worn by him have sold out within hours. Brands have experienced spikes in traffic and revenue after a single public appearance. This time was no different. Online searches for similar pieces surged dramatically. Retail platforms reported unusual activity. It wasn't just admiration, it was economic impact. What makes this phenomenon so compelling is that it feels organic. Jungkook does not appear to chase trends. Instead, trends seem to orbit around him. His style evolution over the years has been gradual yet fearless. From youthful streetwear to more experimental silhouettes, he has consistently embraced growth. At New York Fashion Week, that growth crystallized into a defining moment. It wasn't about proving himself, it was about embodying his current self, confident, mature, and globally influential. Backstage whispers added another layer to the narrative. Designers reportedly expressed excitement about his presence. Some were seen smiling proudly as he interacted with their teams. Others subtly adjusted seating arrangements to ensure he was prominently placed within camera frames. The mutual respect between artist and industry was evident. It wasn't a one-sided admiration, it was a collaboration of energy. Media headlines across continents reflected the magnitude of the moment. Words like "dominates," "steals the spotlight," and "fashion royalty" appeared repeatedly. Photographs of his look were dissected frame by frame. Analysts commented on posture, expression, even the choice of footwear. In a world saturated with content, Jungkook had achieved the rare feat of commanding unified attention. Critically, his impact extended beyond aesthetics. There was an emotional undertone to the entire event. Many observers noted how his journey symbolizes perseverance and transformation. To witness him commanding New York Fashion Week wasn't just visually impressive, it was inspiring. It represented years of dedication culminating in global recognition across industries. As the night progressed, the buzz only intensified. Clips of him interacting with other celebrities circulated widely. His subtle smiles and polite nods became gifs and memes within minutes. Yet despite the frenzy, Jungkook remained composed. There was no visible strain, no hint of being overwhelmed. He appeared entirely at home in the high-fashion environment, as if he had always belonged there. Fashion commentators later reflected on how rare it is for a single attendee to overshadow the collections themselves. And yet, that was precisely what happened. While designers presented stunning pieces, the overarching narrative of the evening centered around Jungkook's presence. It was not out of disrespect to the artistry on display, but rather a testament to the magnitude of his cultural power. This moment also reignited conversations about the intersection of music and fashion. Historically intertwined, the relationship has grown increasingly symbiotic. Artists influence trends, designers shape performance aesthetics. Jungkook embodies this synergy perfectly. His understanding of visual storytelling through stage outfits has seamlessly translated into runway relevance. He doesn't simply wear fashion, he performs it. By the time the event concluded, one thing was undeniable. New York Fashion Week had experienced a seismic shift. The phrase Jungkook effect trended globally. Fashion insiders acknowledged that the landscape continues to evolve, and figures like Jungkook are at the forefront of that evolution. The following morning, coverage intensified rather than faded. Editorial spreads showcased his appearance alongside established fashion icons. Analysts predicted long-term collaborations and deeper industry integration. Fans celebrated milestones and compiled appreciation threads that spanned thousands of posts. In retrospect, what made this appearance historic wasn't just the outfit or the applause. It was the convergence of authenticity, artistry, and influence. Jungkook did not seek to overshadow anyone. He simply arrived as himself, and that was enough to command the world's attention. As conversations continue to ripple through both fashion and music spheres, one question lingers: what's next? If this is the impact of a single appearance, what happens when he fully immerses himself in the fashion world on an even larger scale? The possibilities feel limitless. One thing is certain: New York Fashion Week will be remembered not only for its collections but for the night Jungkook walked in and turned it into his own runway. The cameras followed, the headlines erupted, and the world watched in awe as a global pop icon redefined what it means to be truly stylish on fashion's grandest stage. And perhaps the most powerful detail of all, he did it effortlessly.